I'm Donna Baldwin Bradby, and I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. This is my home. I am a mother of one son, Adam Bradby, who is 31 years old. He's married, and I have two grandchildren, Arris, who just turned to 5, October 1, and Rava, a new baby girl who's 4 months. So I'm a mother and I am a grandmother. Um, I am an artist. I, I believe in my heart and soul that I'm doing what I was meant to do. And I think in my heart and soul, I've always been an artist. I am an African American female. Sometimes I'm a Negro, sometimes I'm colored, sometimes I'm Black. I kind of embrace all of those terms because they're historical and they exist for a reason. I am an educator. Um, uh, Sometimes a reluctant educator, but I am an educator. I love to teach. I absolutely love to teach. I am a creator. I am an advocate. Um, I am someone who loves organizations and organizational structures. I love people of all kinds of people, people that embrace my same beliefs, people who don't embrace my same beliefs. I think to be an artist, you have to be interested in everybody in every cultural walk of life, you know, and I think that's important. I am someone who does not always want to preach to the choir. I think that if there's a story to tell in the room, I want the people who need to hear the story. Um, I am, just before I said I was an advocate, but I want to add another word to it. I'm an aggressive advocate. I'm a fighter. Um, I'm loud. I talk with my hands. I like lashes, but they don't stay on as many days as I would like. Um, I have gray hair and I cover it, and I'm proud of that. Uh, I I love being around people who like to laugh and have fun. I will get in a, I'm not afraid of conflict. I'm not afraid of confrontation. It doesn't scare me, but I want the end result to be appreciation for other people's opinions. Um, and I love more than anything pancakes. Pancakes are great things. If anybody says anything different, I once cooked. I don't cook much. I do go out to eat and do delivery. When my son was small, I cooked all the time. And my special was hash browns. And I used to do these great wings. I boiled them and then put barbecue sauce on them. If you ask me to do that now, I will go off on you. I don't cook anymore. I once did. I have great best friends who support me in my insanity. I have family that supports me in my insanity. I'm a spiritual person. Um, I believe in prayer. I believe that prayer is so important. Um, and I love life. I love life. I can get deeply down. I can get deeply happy. I can get frustrated. So I run the gamut of emotions and I can do it in a day. I love trash TV. I love a little Maury Povich. I'm not ashamed. I got a master's degree. I'm not ashamed of it. Love a little trash TV. Um, and I wish I loved to read like I once did. I don't love reading like I once did. So I'm lots of things. I'm lots and lots and lots of things. I want to change the world. Um, I'm Greensboro's my home. I'm a Southern gal and I'm proud of it. Born and raised in Greensboro. I was raised around, my upbringing to me was very traditional. The first artistic experience I had was, of course, at home. My mother was a singer. My father was an actor and a musician. So it started at home. And then, of course, I'm a Southern gal. I was raised in an African American church, AME Zion Church. So we did we did plays. We did the Easter speech. I was that girl. I had my lines memorized. I did blocking, did a little extra costume. That's who I always, that was who I was. And I created little plays and performed for the family, and they sat through it because I have a very supportive family. So as an artist, I was always supported. And it always made sense to me. I never had family members that said, you shouldn't be an artist, you shouldn't be an actor, you shouldn't be a dancer, you shouldn't be a singer. And they helped me flourish. So I always had massive, massive support. So it made sense. I come from a family of nurses, and the women in my family, and they wanted me to be a nurse. And I told them, I'm not going to help people. Like, that's not what I do. I'm an artist, I perform. So that's kind of my background, just traditional African-American, little Black girl in a Southern town. So that's basically my background. So my influences have been varied. Of course, family, I've had great family influences, but I think what's influenced me the most during um, my work has involved in a way that really wants to help humanity. So people who strive and push through and go to the next level and endure adversity, that type of struggle really influences my work. It wasn't always that way. When I was a young actor, of course, I was self-absorbed with myself and singing and dancing and acting. I wanted to be the star. But the older I got, the more I wanted to affect change in people's lives. And I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really became something that became really important to me when I was in high school. I was bullied, and that was one of the first experiences I had. I watched people suffer through stuff, but that was kind of the first experience I had when I was suffering through something. And so that experience well, it was junior high school then, it's called middle school now, really affected my life and who I am. And I met my bully again this year. And I had a plan when I met her that I was going to jump on her and beat her up. I didn't care where I was, grocery store, church, I didn't care. And I knew she still lived in town. So I walked into the bank, and there she was with another lady. She saw me. She walked up to me and said, Donna, I have watched your career for years. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I knew you. And she hugged me, and she told me that I looked pretty, and I hugged her back. And then she turned around and walked out of the bank. And I thought, damn, my ego got in the way and I didn't get to beat up my bully. So so I realized that what was so crucial to me, like, she didn't even get it. She didn't even get it. So that was one of the first experiences I had where I thought, I'm suffering through something, and I want to help people through the arts get understand better and get through things. But that's my bully story. Greensboro, Greensboro, Greensboro. One thing that has happened to me in Greensboro, and I've been very blessed, that the arts community audiences um, always embraced the work I've done, even if it wasn't the best work. I've had people, if I'm doing work on a big stage like Triad Stage, uh, on the premier regional theaters in the country, or if I'm doing something in the church fellowship hall, I look out and they show up. So I don't know why, but I've always been really blessed and fortunate that Greensboro embraced me. I don't know if it's because I'm a home girl. I know it's not because my work is just fabulous, amazing work, but I don't know if my work speaks to them. Um, I don't know if they can feel my spirit longing for my hometown to love my work and love me, but I've always thrived in Greensboro. And even I've had horrible experiences in Greensboro. Absolutely, I have. I mean, I'm a black girl in the South. I've been called names, the N word in Greensboro, and those types of things. But even artistically, I've had people criticize my work and approach me and say, "What do you think you're doing?" Blah blah blah. But for the most part, Greensboro's embraced me, and I've been very blessed. I know other artists who have left their hometown because they were never accepted for whatever reason, whatever their work was doing. And I could be doing a happy musical, or I could be doing something very controversial, like Mad at Miles, A Black Woman's Guide to Truth, which is about sexism and racism and abuse, and people will come see my work. And I've just been very blessed, and I'm humbled, and I don't take it lightly. Being an artist, putting yourself out there is difficult, but when you do it, you have to put yourself out there. You have to see how people respond to it, and then you have to embrace the response. I always tell my students, when they're getting reviewed or whatever, the same reviewer that this week said you were great, the next week they say you're awful. The week they say that you're awful, they're stupid and dumb. Now, you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. Either they're smart or they're stupid or dumb. Or maybe you need to dig in and do better work. And I'm telling you right now, I've done some work I'm really proud of, and I've done some work that I thought I was proud of. Then I went back to see it and thought, what was I thinking about? So, you can't have it. You just can't have it both ways. But yeah, that's what Greensboro has done for me. I don't take it lightly. I just don't. I don't. I am an organizational structure kind of gal. I like how organizations run, and the theater is the worst business plan in the world. I just want to say. But I am really into helping sustain arts organizations. So on that end of my life, one of my things I'm working on now is really, I want to be on boards. I really want to help organizations grow. And during this COVID pandemic, of course, that's taken on kind of a different look. Um, but I am executive director of Turner Theater of North Carolina, and we deal with the human condition. So I'm really looking to really build the company. Brenda Schloines, who started the company 39 years ago. I started as an actor with the company, then the educational director, did a bunch of research with the company. I was on the board. I was the worst board member in the world. I only came to board meetings when they were serving refreshments. It's the only time I came. Never paid my dues. So I'm trying to redeem myself. So I am on NCTC's board. I'm on Triad Stages board. So I'm really trying to redeem myself as a board member. But I'm really trying to grow the company. Brenda is, and the board, over the past 5 years, we've been transitioning the company because Brenda's ready to, hand over the dailiness of the work. And so it's I've been running it for the past 5 years. So it's about to be major for me next year. Brenda's going to stay on as artistic consultant. She's one of my best friends in the entire world. And that board has believed in me for years and years and years and supported my work for years and years. So that's one of my major artistic pieces that I'm working on is touring theater. And then as a director, I've really transitioned to more directing than anything. And one of the pieces that I'm starting to work on and re-evolve and reimagine is Mad at Miles, A Black Woman's Guide to Truth. I am a victim of sexual abuse from a family member. And that defines, to some extent, my work. It doesn't define who I am, but it does define my work. That piece of my life, I don't deny it. I embrace it. And I'm using my work to share with young ladies about empowerment, how you are not a victim, it's not your fault. And the only way I know how to do that is through art. So that's a major piece that I'm always re-envisioning. It was first produced by Triad Stage. Now it's a show on touring theaters roster. So I'm always re-envisioning that. And then, of course, making sure that I'm an arts advocate. I really teach public policy and arts advocacy, and that we're the answer we're looking for. And we have to understand the political world, and that if we don't understand it, then theaters won't exist, dance companies won't exist, museums won't exist. None of this will exist anymore. And we've got to stop standing back waiting for other people to do the work for us. So in my classes and with my young people, I always teach about arts advocacy and how it's so important that we understand that, we know it, and that we fight. We've got to fight on our hands. We got a lot of stuff to fight. But as artists, we have to fight for our work. So those are things that are always in the forefront of anything that I do. So that's kind of what I'm always working on. Oh, what's funny, I was really fighting the whole COVID thing from working from home. So an average day for me is very different. I'm gonna get up, get out. I don't like early meetings, but if I have to do it, I do it. But I was a get up, get dressed, get out in the world, moving and shaking and that. So when we got kicked off of campus at A&T in March, I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know. I'm loving taking 6 steps to get to work because I move my office in my bedroom. It's insane. And then I do more stuff because I don't know. I get up, I do work, then I look to the right and I need to run a load of clothes. So I stop working and I run a load of clothes. So I'm in this type of energy at home that I thought was going to make me crazy, but it's not making me crazy as much. So really, I get up, I'm in Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting. I am constantly trying to think of new ways to do the work that we do. That obsesses my brain every day. I'm looking at the way other theaters or the dance companies are doing their work. So that is an obsession for me to figure that out. And let's be clear, when I was young, I'm 58 or 59. My son will have to tell me later. I think I'm 58. He'll let me know. There wasn't the World Wide Web, the information highway that did not exist. So my days, I spend time now that we've been kicked off campus, really doing more research on the internet about issues and causes and the way I can get in the fight. I love to get in where I can fit in. So that's what my days look like. I do shower. I get up and shower, which I had to do before, but that is a goal for me to get up and shower because I'm at home all day. But that's what my days look like. It's just a different groove. COVID before, I was running all day in rehearsals at night, talking to students, volunteering at theaters, dance companies, doing consultant work. That's what my days once looked like. So it's really changed. We're going to get back. I believe in this country. I believe in America. I believe in the humanity of people. I get it. I love you. And we're going to get back. We're going to get back. And I'm going to be in the streets again, running around like a maniac with my hair standing straight up on my head, running around like a crazy woman, everywhere doing everything. That's what feeds my spirit. So my days have really changed. They've really changed. They've really changed. I've cleaned out closets. I mean, so that has really changed. In being a creator and a driver and being aggressive in the artistic world, sometimes I think now that my job and what I should do now is not as much work and be more of a witness to other people's art. I find when you're doing it, you miss other people's work. And I'll look up and some fabulous artistic thing has happened and I missed it and I wasn't a witness to it. And I can't share what I witnessed. I was in New York the first week of March doing some casting for Triad Stage with Cindy Rush casting. And I went to see 3 things. I went to see Signature Theater, one of my favorite theaters in New York. I went to see The Hot Wing King. I went to see Dear Evan Hansen because I love Broadway shows and I'll pay whatever it costs. I don't care. And I went to see a friend of mine who won a Tony Award perform at the Apollo Theater. And I thought, wow, like I witnessed somebody's work. That's what I struggle with now because I've created so much for so many years that I feel like I need to not stop creating because my spirit won't let me do that, but just go somewhere in a fellowship hall at a church and watch somebody show. Go watch community theater. One thing I've always done is, one thing I used to struggle with is I go to a theater, people see me, they wave me in the door. No, I'm buying a ticket. If you don't make me buy it, don't let me buy a ticket, I'm writing a check. So those things I struggle with. I struggle with teaching my students, pay what you can, Knight, pay what you can. So there are things that make me angry that I struggle with around the work that we do. And sometimes I have to crank it down. But I struggle with making sure that art still exists. And sometimes I feel like the weight of it is on my shoulder because I'm an educator. So I'm dealing with young people and I am trying to make them understand at every university I've ever worked at, because I'm an arts advocate, that's what I struggle with, making them understand. I tell my kids all the time, I can't save the world of the arts anymore. I got 2 grandbabies. I'm tired. And I say that because I want them to feel the gravity of it. But I'm not tired. I'm just trying to figure out where I fit in. So that's my struggle, where I can make a change. I tell people all the time, I'm closer to the end of my life than the beginning. I have ancestors that I miss: my mom, my grandma, my dad, my aunt in the roof, my Uncle Charlie, my grandma Lizzie. And one day I'm going to be an ancestor. And what did I do? So I struggle with that because I'm near the end. And as a good friend of mine says, that's a meeting we're not going to miss. That meeting to go on to glory, we're not going to miss that meeting. So what impact? And I'm not talking about a legacy and a statue and a blah, 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 blah. But when I sit and have a conversation with Anderlyn, who's one of my students, she's super duper, duper, duper smart. She wants to go to Africa to start a theater company. And am I saying the right things to Anderlyn? When I say to Anderlyn, when you start your theater company, I want to be on your board and I want to write you your first check. And I mean that thing, Anderlyn. But you got to hurry up because I'm 58 and I don't know when my meeting's going to be to go to glory. So it's those things that I struggle with. But it's a full circle kind of broader kind of thing that I struggle with. Just how do I fit in? How do I fit in with Anderlyn and Vicky, who is about to graduate? And I don't know what I'm going to do without Vicky because she's super duper smart. She's an amazing artist and she's about to graduate. And have I sewn into Vicky's life like I should have for these 4 years with her? So that's what I struggle with. I used to be quite shallow, but now I'm not as shallow. I like a good pair of shoes. I like a good pair of shoes. I absolutely like a good pair of shoes. I like a sturdy new bra. Don't trip. But I really struggle with that type of stuff now. That is something that I pontificate about all the time. And my students roll their eyes up in their head And before I know it, I am raising my finger and screaming at them. That art has been at the center of political, social, economic change, any type of change art has been at the center of it. And I do believe that art is our birthright. Like it's our birthright to create and be artists. And we do it every day when we sing the national anthem or lift every voice and sing, or, we put on our outfits. Everything to me is art, but we don't understand and embrace that it's our birthright. So the purpose of art is to do so many things, and the purpose means so many things for so many people. One of the first questions I asked my arts administration class, I asked them, what is art? Just what is art? What do you think art is? What is art? And they write these beautiful, it is an expression of artistic something, and they go on and on and on. And then I start challenging them about what is art. A woman on stage with a big chunk of butter in pumps and a black dress, and a drum is beating, and she's slipping on the butter and she's falling on the butter over and over again. It's a video everybody looks called The Butter Lady. Is that art? Is that art? You have to say, is that art? Artwork where there is a dog at an art gallery, and it's a real live dog, and he's chained to a wall, and it's clear the dog is starving, and just out of the dog's reach is a bowl of food. Is that art? Art can be so beautiful, it can be so scary. So what's art, and what is its purpose? To me, the purpose, art is an intervention. It should dissect your life. It should make you really deconstruct how you think about things and how you move through the world. That's what art is to me. And sometimes when I am creating and I make decisions on purpose in my choices to offend people, to make people angry, I do it on purpose to make people happy. So there's a control we have as artists, and I don't think we embrace it. And I think I've directed shows just for the money. I had no purpose but to get that check. I directed Grease. I needed that check. I need that check. And that was my purpose. And I love Grease, the movie, but that was my purpose. So I think we have to ask ourselves that. I always have my kids in management, they create a nonprofit arts organization from scratch. First thing to do is missions, vision. What are your core values? And what is your purpose? What are your core values and what is your purpose? And if you have not been asked this question and you're a junior or senior, we got some work to do. Your purpose can evolve and change. Of course, when I had a son, my purpose changed. I've been married and divorced twice. My purpose changed. But the purpose of art for me is an intervention, because it was an intervention for me in so many ways, and still is. The worst review I ever got as an actor, I was doing a show called Josephine at the Broach Theater, and a jazz artist wrote it and a friend of mine directed it. And I played Josephine's mother. And at the beginning of the show, we had this big duet, and I got to belt this with this jazz artist, sing this duet. Then soon after I died, the director came to me and said, you know what? I think we want Josephine's mother to be a presence in her life the whole play. I thought, okay, well, cool. I get to get on stage more. I'm dead, but I still get in the same outfit. I get this cute outfit with a pillbox hat, little Jackie O, little Rosa Parks little outfit. And I look really cute in it. But as the play progressed, I was on the boat with Josephine going to Paris. When Josephine was making love to her husband, I was in the bedroom with them. When Josephine Baker was doing the banana dance with no bra, there I was, the dead mother. And so it turned into this. I started thinking, what is this character's purpose? Why am I doing this? And then the review came out, and the review said, Donna Baldwin Bradby is like a ghost without a house to haunt. I was devastated. But that bad review gave me purpose because in the play, I served my purpose after I was dead and I was still there. So that was an intervention for me as an artist. That review, I still have it. I keep it. I'm going to frame it because I was a young artist then, young actor. It gave me purpose because the reviewer made me realize I had no purpose. I was a ghost without a house to haunt. Why am I in the bedroom with Josephine's husband while they make love? It didn't make it. Come on now. So these things that happen become interventions and can give you purpose. If you embrace them, if you don't get angry, you don't get insulted, you don't think that, you got to stop and say, why did that happen to me? And there's a reason why almost everything happens in your life. And Josephine was a pivotal moment for me to realize my purpose. So I was a roundabout kind of answer, but yeah. So that's purpose, the arts.